jerseys. Got more jerseys over here. This is a signed Caitlin Clark basketball. And of course, we got a little bit of our own little jersey for Fresh Huddle. This is a bunch of my older cards. These are a lot of the older cards, anywhere from the 70s through the 90s. Some of them, very few, are into the 2000s. Signed Frank Thomas ball, jersey, and card. In this case, I have basketball and football cards and some coins. We carry a little bit of everything. Cards, coins, medallions, some rare ones too. Display cases, full of different cards. This one is going to be just a lot of Pokemon stuff back here. There's one display case over here. Here's some old cards. There's an old mantle card. I've got cards in here that are worth an extensive amount of money. I'm talking, I've got one card that's worth $20,000. Here, I've got the Fundayz cards. I've got boxes of first generation coming, which are all of this stuff in here is some of it's 90s, some of it's early 2000s. These are AAA cards, Gilt Edge. I've got first issues of like Batman, Superman. These are the upper deck. This is Stadium Club members only here. Those are older and they've gone up considerably in price. I've also got down here plates, different plates, mantle, a lot of mantle, Mays, Babe Ruth. Those are all Hamilton plates. They're made in the 80s. A lot of this stuff is just from the 80s and 90s in here, which a lot of people call junk books. There's a lot of stuff in here. I've got stuff here. It was a promo. It wasn't ever issued. It was a promo card. It's a single card, but it was a promotional card. These Dan Marino's were signed by Dan Marino. That is a book. And inside the book, there are 18 cards in it, football cards. Every one of them's an error.
Chugged the Marlboro?
No, I chugged a Red Bull and smoked Marlboros.
Oh.
On the way here, so like.
You did?
Yeah.
You smoke Marlboros?
Yeah.
Oh.
Cowboy Killers.
Man, that boy is a beast. And you dip snuff?
Yeah.
You a wild boy.
Spend your life in a bulkhead.
Yeah. You a fucking wild boy.
That's where you pick up all of that shit.
Yeah, you a
The
wild
Gatorade
boy.
bottle.
Damn.
Mix that with some Gatorade, call it an athlete. Where was that?
Mine was Powerade. I don't know why it was Powerade. I think it was because they had a 2 for something deal. 2 for $4 on the big jugs. You just empty half of it, and then the other half is 3 olives or whatever the cheap shit was, or Taka in the plastic bottle.
Oh,
Different days back then.
Right?
oh.
Whole generation.
Yeah, look at changed. Well, we're ready to do this.
We're back.
Shoot.
That's my fault.
It's all good.
So, everybody, welcome to the Davey McBucketts Show. We are here at Fresh Huddle in Pierce, South Dakota, on Pierce Street, right?
South Pierce Street.
South Pierce Street. I like to call it Main Street.
I call it downtown.
Yeah.
Well, technically, it is the historical downtown. Because where the store is located, we got enrolled without any saying into the Historical Peer Association. Shout out to those boys and girls.
I mean, it makes sense. You have a lot of history in here.
Oh, tons. Tons. You could tell by all the black mold.
You're also in a prime spot. This is where everybody comes down for lunch. They go across the street, new restaurant over there.
Oh, yeah.
This is a hot spot. This is where you want to be if you're in Pierre.
You talking about Mi Ranchito?
Yeah.
The Mexican restaurant?
Yeah.
Shout out to Mi Ranchito. Best Mexican food in all of South Dakota, if you ask me.
It's amazing.
Because, I'm from Cali.
Right.
So
So you know.
yeah, so you get it. Like Cali, Mexico, Texas, Mexico is basically Mexico. Cali and Texas.
And that's where we're at now. We're in Pier, which is basically Mexico now because of Mi Ranchito right there.
And the bomb ass food.
It's good. It's
I'm
good.
just saying.
And you got La Minestra on the other side. You got the new place that just opened up on the corner.
I heard about this.
I mean, this is the place to be. I'm glad this is where Fresh Huddle got set up out of Northridge to this point.
Hey, you know what? If I could be anywhere in this town, you absolutely right. This is the perfect place. I'm glad we're here because the people, the stores, everything is just, perfect. So you're right.
It's a good spot.
Yeah, damn good setup. I mean, you got more space here now too.
Yeah.
We're back here. What do you call this place?
This is the cheap seats. So here at Fresh Huddle, one side of our store is sports memorabilia, as you can see. And then over here where we're located and we're doing the podcast, this is called the cheap seat. So we got a pool table, we got dartboards, we got a bar, we got a pizza oven. So, we can serve beer and wine. We have our beer and wine license.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so it's, God is good. He's brought us a long way, and hopefully he continues to bless us and take us further.
And don't forget, you got the game going on back behind the camera, too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I keep finding myself going and looking up at those Miami jerseys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's salute to service. That's one of the best that I've seen.
Yeah, those is tough. The helmets, though. Come on, look at them helmets. Them
You
helmets
gotta get one of these. Get one of those helmets in here.
Oh, for sure.
Get it signed. I'm sure we can, with as many South Dakota athletes that are being churned out right now, playing at the college and professional level. There's got to be a South Dakota guy somewhere on that Miami roster that we can get a signed helmet from and get it in Fresh Huddle. Because the All Blacks, I mean, I don't know. Miami's a tough one. There's few jerseys that I feel like should be changed up. Mm-hmm. Miami's such a historic program,
right?
But with the salute to service unis,
man,
that's one that you can say, okay, Miami, you can change up. Because there's very few college programs that I think their uniforms don't get better when they go to like a throwback or an alternate.
Sure.
Miami's one of them because they're so classic, but the salute to service ones, I mean, those are pretty tough. So
it's solid. I mean, I can't say I necessarily love the all green pants that go with it.
Yeah. There's, you got Penn State. Penn State, I don't think we've ever seen a Penn State change up in terms of Notre Dame. Definitely not. I mean, it's very rare you see Miami.
Your alma mater.
Alabama, there's been edits, there's been pranks over the years of Alabama's thinking of unveiling this new uniform. That was a big issue when they were doing the head coaching search after Nick Saban. There was a lot of accounts saying, Kalen DeBoer has said that he wants to implement these new uniforms. What's your thoughts? And it was all clickbait.
Sure.
But you should have seen Alabama Twitter go up in a frenzy of if Kalen DeBoer decides to go away from the standard Alabama crimson and white and changes it up to something else, then we'll start funding his buyout immediately. So there's a few schools out there that are like, do not mess, do not touch the uniform. And David, you're right. I think Alabama's one of those. We would lose it if a coach tried to change it up. Hadn't been done before, you can't start now.
That's fair. And you've got a pretty great history of winning and success. Don't necessarily want to start a new tradition.
If Kalen really wanted to push the limits, he would have done it last year when they were after their third loss, and everybody's up in arms. But obviously, he has said, I don't need to add fuel to this fire. He's in a good spot right now with Alabama at number 4 in the country.
Yeah.
Don't get on the bad side and change up the uniforms. That's a slippery slope you go down as a coach. It can only be done when you're doing things great, as Miami was until they got their first loss against Louisville. But, yeah, that's a slippery slope if you want to start messing with a historic uni like Alabama's or Notre Dame's or Penn State's.
Yeah, the ACC has just turned into such a weird conference.
Well, all the conferences have. I mean, everything is college football. Big Ten is looking different. SEC is looking different at this point, and it's amazing to see. There's, look at Georgia Tech kind of keeping the ACC afloat at this point in the regular season. I mean, I know Miami's still probably going to make the playoff, but the ACC is trying to call on some of its who expected Georgia Tech to be inside the top 10?
No, not a single person.
Man.
But I mean, what Brent Key has done that down there at Georgia Tech has been amazing. But all the conferences look different now. It's pretty crazy what college football's come to. We're just headed for Big Ten and SEC, and all the other teams have been drawn in from there. And then let's just break those up and make them different conferences. But man, the college football world has changed, man. It's changed completely. It's been flipped on its head with NIL.
Hopefully.
What's up, everybody? Taking a quick break from the Davey McBucketts Show. Having a ton of fun here at Fresh Huddle, playing some pool, checking out some merch. You need to check out Cowart's Corner. Listen, if you're not a fan of talking ball, not the show for you. But if you want to talk some sports, we're talking NFL recap. We preview every week, make our picks, talk a little college football, also talk some baseball. You can find it wherever you find podcasts or on drgnews.com. If you want to talk some sports, come on into Cowart's Corner. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we got shows coming out. So check us out. Can't wait to see you there.
NIL, man. That NIL, ever since they did that, bro, people just like, I'm finna ball out. I'm finna try to go hard as I can. I get my shot. I'm finna take it. I'm finna get mines and keep it pushing. So you can't be mad at them boys. Shout out to all the NCAA players that's out there getting it.
Yeah,
keep getting it.
It might be reeled back in. I mean, we'll see what happens with this singular transfer portal.
It has
that
to.
We just got presented with.
No, it has to be. I mean, I'm all for players getting paid. I mean, it's obvious the revenue sharing was completely screwed up with these schools and no NIL. But now what you're getting to is, the development of these players is getting worse and worse. It's going to start translating up to the NFL level.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like Saban's talked about it, about the progression of these players. And there's no – when you get a guy that bounces around from 3 or 4 different schools, how much of a player is he actually getting better? Because he's getting different coaching from all these different guys, can't stay in one standard process. But I'm glad to see that it has somewhat been altered to where a guy can transfer. He's got that singular portal like you mentioned, but – we were getting to a point where guys are starting to make more as freshmen in college than they would in their rookie contract in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right,
absolutely.
right.
Quinn
Now-
Ewers is a great example.
Yeah.
Right. You an LSU fan, right?
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah, I hear about the Tigers.
All right. So since we're talking about the NIL and college football, what's up with your boy Brian Kelly?
Well, he's
I
not.
don't think he
He's
was a
not
good
your
hire
boy
to
anymore.
begin with.
You don't think so?
No,
Okay.
definitely
Let
not.
me know. Talk to me.
When you look at LSU historically and what they've been able to do recently, it's been about transfers, speed, and then how do you go away from Coach O? Was there a more perfect fit in football?
Why you think they did though?
Because he was losing football games.
Okay. So you
And
think
they held
that?
themselves to a
Okay.
higher standard.
Okay.
So I don't
Okay.
understand how going to Brian Kelly, who couldn't never get over the hump
Right.
with Notre Dame.
Right. Well,
Well-
how was that a better option? Is what I'm saying.
But I don't think.
I think Brian Kelly's out of there anyway. I
He
think
is,
he's on his
yeah,
way.
officially.
Yeah.
No,
they already made
was
it official.
fired. Yeah, he
I
was
missed
fired.
that. When was this?
Yesterday.
Good,
Yesterday,
thank
yeah.
God.
On Sunday, they had a team meeting last night. It actually got leaked to Tigers chat forums online like hours before they told him.
Word. What's up with your boys in NC? Belichick. What's the deal with that?
I don't know where you got that. Those are mine.
boys.
Those are my boys. I got nothing to do with Bill Belichick. I'm a Bills fan, so he's tortured me for 2 decades in the AFC East. But back to the Brian Kelly thing and Ed O. I think a lot of Ed Orgeron's success was attributed to Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, having
Right. He has some hell of a players.
probably the best college roster any team has ever seen in terms of talent.
Especially LSU.
Well, I mean, I think it's that
Arguably. Look, he was about to start choking when I said that.
Well, no, I mean it's
No, because he loves LSU, so I know he's about to be like, wait a minute.
no, I mean
Oh, he's got a great point.
I think it's LSU. Obviously in LSU history, I think in college football history, that's the best college roster that anybody has ever seen.
Man, that
with
was
the amount
tough.
of talent. So
It was supreme.
Tough. Supreme.
Defense, offense, I
That's a
mean,
good word.
ability
Word of
to
the day.
score.
Supreme.
yeah, I mean Ed Orgeron. I don't. He was like I said, I think a lot of his success was that roster itself. But, you know, the SEC in terms of hiring right now, it's so tough to go find that guy who is going to win you a championship, because with NIL, I think the playing level has kind of evened out. You have to be so good in so many different aspects. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's hard to say, you know, a guy is going to come in and have more success than what he had from beforehand because he's got a better ability to recruit at this school. You know, I think recruiting at Notre Dame is a lot different than recruiting at LSU and recruiting at Florida. And
between, like, somebody has to be able to read or not.
well, that's exactly, because, you know, and it's like the same thing that was said about Georgia Tech in years past when, you know, they were basically running the wing T for, you know, in a completely outdated sense. And, you know, they would ask these guys, you know, why are we not able to recruit at an SEC level? It's like, well, it's Georgia Tech. It's technical college. It's hard to recruit the same level of players because, granted, you know, you have to be extremely smart to get into some of these schools, and to be able to play in football at an ACC level or an SEC level is completely different. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know how good of a recruiter Brian Kelly is. I think he's kind of tone deaf to a lot of things. And now the issue is for all of these schools, like, you can fire a guy, James Franklin in Penn State. Like, where are they going to go? Now, there's some really good coaches down at the lower tier level of college football. One guy being Alec Golish, who is kind of going to probably have his pick of the litter in terms of one of these jobs, you know, from what he's done at USF. Another guy, like we just talked about, in Georgia Tech, Brent Key. I mean, there's obviously tiers and levels to this, so there is good coaches out there, but, you know, it's now proving the success. You've got to go to some of these lower levels of college football to find these guys like Kalen DeBoer, who have just won everywhere that they've been and not just have been at one of these higher programs.
Yeah,
So there you have it.
Yeah, we look at what happened at UNC, and you think about making a change. You go from a historically great coach in Mac Brown, builds and develops a program, and you think, okay, we're going to go from the Mac Brown years into the Bill Belichick years, and it's going to be a nice transition, right?
Wrong.
No, we were all proven wrong week one after the first quarter.
Right.
Well, you know, the thing about North Carolina and why I'm not, you know, there's just such a black cloud that's floating over that program with Bill Belichick and what happens off the field with his girlfriend and all of this. And, you know, to his credit, he did say this isn't going to work in the first year. We're not winning a national championship our first year. This is going to take some time. So, you know, am I completely out on what he's doing there? No. Is it worse than I thought it was going to be? Yes.
Sure.
I did not think that we'd be seeing, like, I thought Clemson and UNC would be somewhat competitive. I didn't think it was as bad as what we've seen out of UNC, but, you know, it's like the world of college football evolves and changes year after year after year. It's just kind of timing up who's got the right feeling. I mean, look what's happening with Dabo at Clemson. He's completely against what college football is in this world, and he refuses to go into the transfer portal. And I think that's handicapping them and hurting them in massive ways.
Yeah, I think you're seeing that just not only from a record standpoint, but just around the excitement around the program. I mean, they used to be in our mouths on every show constantly. It was Clemson football. And I don't know if it's the ACC or exactly what you were talking about, the inability to jump into the portal and start picking off some of these guys who have had time to develop.
Hey, I want to ask you a question. This is off the subject in left field. Do you think that any of the things that you said as far as with NC and anything like that had to contribute to gambling, sports betting?
With them being a bad
Shitty
football program this year, I don't really see the
connection.
Not really.
Really?
Yeah, let's hear the Arkansas.
Yeah, so yeah, where does the tie-in come?
I don't know, man. You just would think like everybody, like you said, was ready to put all their eggs in one basket on Belichick coming in and just turning their whole program into like the Patriots.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is now the opposite of Patriots. It's like headline.
Off top. But my whole thing is like this. For example, what's going on with the NBA today?
I mean, if you're implying that Belichick is throwing these games on purpose.
No. I'm not saying just Belichick, but come on now. We all know what was going on with the Patriots and the Deflategate.
Deflategate, Spygate.
I'm just saying.
I think it's hard. The NBA is caught up in this gambling thing. The NBA and
Let's talk about that. Let's switch gears for a second.
yeah, I mean, well, we got to talk about the comparison first. I mean, I don't see how it can, Bill Belichick going in again. I'm trying to draw the comparison in terms of. Is Bill Belichick the one costing them games?
No, I'm not.
Or were you
saying,
just trying? Did you want to talk about
No.
the
Of
NBA?
course I'm a hooper. Of course, you know.
No,
I'm
yeah.
a hooper. You know I'm a hooper, right? Of course you do.
Yeah.
First-hand knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, so my whole thing is like this. I'm not saying it's solely on Belichick. Of course, the players have to be involved, just like in Blue Chips. Remember that movie?
Oh yeah.
Did you take money? One time, coach. One time. It was once. It has to be players. It's the program. It's not just Belichick is like the Genevieve boss of the North Carolina gambling conspiracy. That's not what I'm saying. No, I'm just saying, like, I think it was something involved because, like we discussed, earlier. Yeah, bro. Like, gambling's been involved with sports since the beginning of sports, bro.
Sure.
Just like with the NBA thing, you got the Bonanno, Gambino, the Genevieves, and the Lucchese's. Those are the top four crime families, Mafia, La Cosa Nostra, in America. And of course, it comes from Italy. But with those people being involved, who knows how deep
but
the...
Cosa Nostra doesn't exist.
We don't talk about it.
Yeah, I mean,
Of course.
You can't talk about it.
Yeah.
it's involved at every level. I mean, like you said, it goes back. Look at the Black Sox. What was that, 1913? When
Black Sox. Wait a minute, bro. What you trying to say?
Yeah,
I'm just...
the Chicago Black Sox. That whole fixing of the World Series. I mean,
Yeah.
it goes back. It's a tale as old as time.
How do you ban
Jim, did
guys for-
Shoeless Joe ever come find his shoes? Anyway, my bad. Go ahead.
No, but you're right. It's been a part of it since the start. I just think there's no league that handles it worse or has it as an epidemic as bad as the NBA. Obviously, because gambling, fixing NBA
Hold up, wait a
games
minute. You said the NBA is worse?
than any other sport. Absolutely.
You crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
I would definitely buy
With
in on that.
yeah,
You
with,
gonna agree with him?
Oh yeah. Patrick Ewing.
well, hold on. I'll ask you this, Art.
Go ahead.
Dallas.
Go
All
ahead.
right. Let me. So what's
Kyrie to Cleveland after
They
Bron
stopped Chris
leaves.
Paul from going to the Lakers with Kobe.
I mean,
Right,
there's
'cause,
been
Not fair.
meddling in it since the start. What to you? What's the easiest sport to fix out of the four major?
Baseball. Easy. Baseball, I would think, would be the easiest sport to fix than basketball. Basketball, granted, it can look very super easy, but it will look, if you hoop, you can see when somebody's actually doing something that they're not supposed to do or doing something on purpose.
Sure.
You can see it.
Yeah.
For example, Chauncey Billups' last game before they busted his ass, they're down by 5 in the fourth quarter, and they're on a 10-0 run, and then he turns around and takes his two best players out.
Yeah, but Billups was more. He was more involved with the poker.
You think?
Yeah, he was more
You know
involved
what I mean?
with
Yeah.
poker fixing than
Oh, well, yeah.
than point shaving. But
No, but I'm talking about, no, he was involved. You talking about Billups wasn't doing the point shaving? Bullshit.
at least he got arrested for the fixed poker games. That was what he was arrested
Okay. And then Terry Rozier, you know,
he
he
was
was
involved
giving
in point
handlers $100,000 each to go bet on his under and making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
for. Yeah,
Scary Terry.
Scary Terry.
yeah, but I mean, it's. I mean, I don't know how you fix games in baseball unless the pitcher just continues to walk people. But basketball is easy because you can do just like you said with Terry Rozier. He knows that he can say he's got a foot injury, pull himself out, tell people off, to take his under, and that's, obviously how this all kind of got flagged by the FBI and these bookmakers.
What they said was like a 22-year investigation.
I mean, they said years long.
Yeah,
and
bro.
It's been, and obviously the FBI doesn't get involved unless they have got you dead to rights.
True.
So.
Yeah, they won't waste blowing up something.
Right, exactly. I mean, and it's deeper, but they've been talking about it in podcast interviews for years. I mean, you heard guys 2 years ago talking about how Billups' poker games are all, big scams. I mean, they said it out loud. The NBA knew about it ahead of time. That's why Terry Rozier's minutes were completely limited after the NBA learned of all of this. So, the NBA knew, and they still tried to cover it up. I mean, I don't see how the NBA really recovers from all of this. Obviously, Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, Damon Jones are all going to be blackballed.
You want to tell you how they're going to recover from this? A UFO conspircy.
I guess.
Well,
There's
we
no way.
got him right now. His name's Wembanyama.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Now, they said last night he's the first player in the history to score, I think it was like 100 and something games in the first week or first 2 weeks of the NBA season. Like, he's breaking records and doing stuff that nobody's ever done. And quite frankly, we probably won't ever see for a long time. This kid is like playing 2K for real. Like, it looks like he's just playing 2K.
No, he's unguardable.
It's crazy.
He's got the outside game, and he's 7'7" and can
Just like how I be
dominate
balling
in the
you
paint.
up, Justin. I'm unguardable. You
Yeah.
can't stick me. I just be doing Wembanyama stuff on you, bro.
6'3", 5'9". That's a good combo for Art.
Hey,
man.
winners don't make excuses. They make buckets,
Hey,
bro.
low center of gravity, box out.
Yeah, exactly.
Box
Just
out.
use
No,
my
I ain't gonna lie,
size.
Justin. You got game, bro. But the most thing that I really like about your game is that you got hustle and you got heart. I'll take hustle and heart over anything, any day.
That's why when Terry Rozier gets blackballed from the league, I'll step in. I'll take his. He's probably making what, $18 million a year.
Bro, they said
Yeah,
he
I
was
get that,
making.
you know.
They said he made
I'll
over
take half of that.
160 million in his career.
NBA, I'll take
And he
half
was
of that,
gambling.
and I will not be point shaving. My unders will be true unders. They will not be fixed.
Why would
They
you
will-
make a $300,000 a game and then be gambling?
Well, the thing is too, a lot of these, hey, they make this on paper, but you don't know what they've got in the bank. I mean, they could have blown all their money. They could be owing money to other people.
mama.
I mean, they could have money going a million different
Baby
directions
mama.
and have, dude, that 200,000 might get them out of, a different bookie who says, I got to have this by Monday or I got to have this by next week.
True.
So you never know. I mean, yeah, these guys are making millions on paper, but you don't know where those millions are going.
Facts.
They're probably in a bad situation and just needing a quick 50,000 to get out of something.
Bro, you got on Yeezys?
No, these are Amazon.
I was about to say, I thought them was Yeezys for a minute.
He's got the ammo use.
Nah, no.
Damn you
The
damn you
Yeezys.
ones. They're breaking in the back.
Nah, I ain't even trying to be funny, bro. I really thought you had on Yeezys. No funny talk, no cap. But anyway,
Nah, I don't know shoes
I just
like
think
that.
like the NBA shit, bro, it's deeper than what they're trying to let on, and I think it's more people involved.
Oh, 100%.
Definitely more players, definitely more. These are just the people that they're using as the sacrificial lambs, the scapegoats to
Sure.
make an example out of. Case in point, you feel me? Like when they was trying to do what they did to Allen Iverson and pushed him out the league. You know what I'm saying? Because they wanted the NBA to be straight-laced and, a certain way. But remember, Allen Iverson was coming in with the tattoos, the cornrows. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't none of that. Think about it.
Right.
Before Allen Iverson did it.
Yeah. They
Baggy clothes. He got fined for a lot of that. You know this, right?
Dude, they wanted Steve Nash. They didn't want AI to be the face of the league.
Thank you. So the point of what I'm saying is I think Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, what's his name, Jones?
Damon Jones.
Damon Jones. Those cats is just the cats that was doing too much, got caught with their hand in the cookie jar, and now they asses got to pay the piper.
Sure. Because, you start doing things like that, and then you start blowing it up on bigger operations that can happen, and then we're in a sticky situation.
Definitely.
I don't think it's hard to look back at the past 30, 40 years and look at NBA basketball and say, Oh yeah, they're super straight laced.
All right.
I think that is extremely difficult. I mean, time after time again, we look at first round picks, players leaving different places, trying to cultivate a market, ripping the Supersonics out of Seattle, and
Right.
bringing them to Oklahoma City. It's just a lot of different things throughout time where you look at a league and it's really hard to trust that what you're getting is authentic and valuable competition.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other problem too, I think that the NBA has is these guys are getting paid these absorbent amounts and feel like they have full reign over what they should be able to or not be able to do. I mean, the guys resting on back-to-back days, is another prime example of, have these guys gotten too much freedom in terms of what they can or can't do? Nobody tells them no is the issue.
Yeah.
And, now they have kind of been given this leash. I mean, look at the NBA bubble. They just kind of said, you guys got to stay in here, but it's free reign. They dropped drug testing. They, made a lot of, bends to these players. And, the NFL players still understand that they're all playing under the umbrella of the league. To me, it feels like NBA players have this almost entitlement to feel like they're never going to get, like you said, pay the piper, that it's never going to come back to bite them, whatever their actions are. And the NBA kind of encourages that because they say, okay, you're involved in this. We need to find a way to sweep this under the rug and make sure that your name doesn't get out. I mean, Adam Silver said they had Terry Rozier in their office. They talked to him about what had happened. They went through his phone, and they deemed he did nothing wrong. Obviously, the FBI comes around a year later and says that's not true. This is what had happened. So either the NBA has no idea what is actually going on, and a multi-billion-dollar organization like that pleading ignorance, I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
Or they're just trying to protect their brand so much that they'll fall on the sword for them by covering these things up, brushing them under the rug, and just trying to play this off as not as big of a deal as it is. I mean, you and I were talking about that interview Adam Silver did when it was kind of the first we had heard him speak on this, and he was doing the interview while the game's going on.
Like it ain't nothing.
The noise going on in the background.
Like it ain't
you're hearing the
nothing.
whistle, you're hearing the PA announcer, you're hearing the fans. It's like, this needs to be a press conference. This needs to be you getting out in front of it and saying, here's what
on 60 Minutes.
here's
Right.
here's what the
Right.
FBI found. Here's what's happened in the league these past couple days. Here's how we're addressing it. But Adam Silver talking to a reporter trying to yell over crowd noise doesn't exactly scream, we are taking this extremely seriously.
Right.
So, the NBA is, I feel like they're completely scattered right now. I think they're pulled in a bunch of different directions because you've got some players agreeing with what has happened and saying it's gone too far. You've got other players trying to stick up for the league. It's all a mess, and I don't know what's going to come out of this or how they're even going to, figure this out. But obviously the start of the NBA season has been a little bit mixed up with some of the headlines. So
Man.
it's been a tough start to
This
the
was the first
2025
week when the
for the
season, or the
NBA.
second week when this news, first week, right?
It was like the first game happened, and then
yeah.
it was like
All of a sudden.
this news comes in, and we're
Avalanche,
not talking about the
shitstorm.
double overtime
Yeah.
great game that we had with the Thunder and whoever they played, and
Yeah.
I think it was the Suns or something like that, or Rockets. I don't remember who they played that went to double OT, but that happened, and then this all came out. We all forgot about the start of the season.
Well, it's hard to trust and just sit down and watch an NBA game with some kind of feeling of, and is what I'm watching.
For real. Is it genuine?
Yeah.
Are they bullshitting me?
Well, it's gambling is legalized in essentially every state now, and you got people who have action on the game, and you're telling them to willingly put money down and bet on something that now we're finding out could be fixed, could very easily be fixed, and against your favor. You don't know which way it's going.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And not that long ago, we were looking at the Tim Donaghy entire situation, and I don't feel like my trust in the league personally has been repaired enough from those issues.
No, and the other question is, now it starts to, if I'm a commissioner of the other three major leagues, NHL, MLB, and NFL, I am pissed at Adam Silver and the way that he has handled this, because now you've got all these other people saying, you're going back to that Rams and Seahawks playoff game when there was no penalty thrown on that blatant pass interference. Was there something in the works there? Every single time that the refs seem to call something one way or the other. It goes down to college football. You look at the ref who was pulled off of SEC games because of that Auburn-Georgia debacle. So now you've got all these other leagues that are fielding questions about going back and unearthing these plays of, was there something fishy going on when this took place? So now it's starting to just bleed into all these other leagues, maybe fairly or unfairly, it remains to be seen. But if I was a commissioner or somebody high up in these other leagues, I'm like, great, now we're getting the questions about if we're authentic, if we're genuine, or if we're actually a entertainment business that wants to put the best entertainment out there at the risk of screwing over our betting fans.
Sure.
At the end of the day, I think, like I said, since sports started, this is my opinion, that everybody, all NFL, MLB, NBA, gambling is in there. It's instilled into the culture, into the games, everything. The NBA just got caught. Like you said, they had it so good to where they just thought they couldn't get caught. And a wise man told me once, if you're doing wrong, eventually, when you think you're getting away with it, is when you're going to get caught. So just don't do wrong. Just do the right thing. If you're the best, you got the most talented athletes, the most skilled professionals, let it be that. Like you said, people out here really got money on these games, like thinking that everybody got a fair shot. But then turning around and to find out y'all over here playing, come on, bro. Yeah, that's like low-key high treason in Russia. And we know what happens to that when you do high treason in Russia. Shout out to Putin.
Jesus.
So I'm just saying, bro. Like, let's be real, bro. Like, they know what they was doing. And all the sports know what they doing. They just got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. So it's like, they don't feel no kind of way. We talking about millionaires, billionaires, you feel me? Ain't nobody feeling no kind of way. They looking at the NBA like, sucks to be you, dude. You got caught. Like, you feel me? So
I think Justin's got a good point, though.
No, he definitely got a good point.
They're taking a lot of heat.
Justin's smart as hell. He got a hell of a good point.
He's smart.
Well,
this guy?
He went to Alabama.
Only
Yeah.
when he's sitting down. Only when he's sitting down.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to believe that there are, on both sides. It's hard to believe, one, that there's not other leagues that have players that are betting on stuff, but it's on the flip side hard to believe that there are players in these other leagues actively trying to throw games, because it's just so much harder in hockey, football, baseball, because there's
They're doing it, bro.
If you can tell me how a player can throw a game,
okay, I can
baseball
tell you.
or football
okay,
or
listen,
hockey.
I've played
You're
ball.
onto something with hockey. I don't think you make it out of the locker room if you try and throw a hockey game.
Pause for a second. So what you mean to tell me? This is what you think. Tell me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Basketball is the only sport that's gambling, that's shaving points and doing stuff like that?
I think it's the only one that you can actually do it without being noticeable.
So you think hockey, baseball, football, there's no type of point shaving or any type of players that are trying to do any type of things to...
I'm not saying it's
Pete
zero,
Rose.
but it's... Well, Pete Rose was betting on his team to win,
No,
which
any...
is
But the
completely
point...
different.
No,
Yeah, I was kind of a fan of the Pete Rose thing. And
I love Pete Rose. He's one of the greatest baseball players of all time, but he was doing the same thing you said that they're not doing in baseball. He was
betting on his team to win.
It don't matter. It don't matter. He was still betting. He was
Well, we're
gambling
talking
on his
about
team.
about two different things. We're talking about fixing games versus betting on games.
Jim, was Pete Rose trying to fix games?
Right. There's
That's
a difference.
the same thing.
That's not fixing games and gambling.
Man,
If you're
so
fixing a game,
so
if
hold
you're-
on, hold on.
There's a distinction
So
that needs to be
you
made
mean
here.
to tell me basketball you think is the only sport out of soccer, hockey, baseball, football, pickleball, whatever sport that would be doing like shaving points?
I think it's probably not zero, but it's as close to zero as you can get because I don't see how a player can. I mean, if you can explain to me how this outside of basketball a player can shave points.
Hey, I'm gonna remember this conversation, and I promise you, bro.
But it is
even if this conversation we have isn't on this podcast or like whatever, we're gonna talk about this, bro.
Okay, but again, now there is a good example that does appeal to your point, where you had that pitcher who was betting on a first pitch ball, and he was clearly throwing it in the dirt so the batter wouldn't swing. So he was betting on himself to throw a first pitch ball, and
so is that the 0.1%?
Yeah, because that's a player affecting the outcome of a game. What I want to hear from you though, Art, is in football, baseball, and hockey. Can you give me an example of a player?
I'm gonna be real with you. I never played really hockey as much as I've played basketball, football, or anything like that. So I can't really give you an example right now. But if you let me do my research, like I said, we're going to have this conversation again, bro.
Yeah.
And it might not be on this podcast, or I might even save it for the podcast. So that way we can have something to talk about.
Maybe something good. But I think that is a great point to having in basketball when we look at the dynamics of each sport. Football, you are one of 22 guys, correct?
Mm-hmm.
On either side of the ball, not including special teams.
Sure.
You're only going to touch
There's
the
22
ball.
players.
My
on
whole
the field.
thing is like this. I'm not saying basketball is just like, oh my God, like they just not doing it. Like, of course, they caught red-handed, but I know it's other
You do have more
other
control
sports
over
is
the
doing other sports are doing something to create the odds for gambling. I don't know what. I can't tell you, but I'm pretty sure. I'm positive, bro.
What I'm saying is it is almost impossible for a player.
What about boxing?
Well, that's
Boxing's
that's one-on-one. That's 1v1. Of course, guys can get in
when
their
the
ears. We're talking about the
individual has
sport.
more
I know
effect
exactly
on the
what you're
actual
saying.
outcome.
I know
We're just
exactly
talking in
what
the
you're saying.
four major North
Bro,
American
I know what y'all
sports
saying,
leagues.
bro. Like, the actual. I know what you're saying, bro. But the point of what I'm saying is, a team sport. Yes, bro. It's not just basketball. I'm pretty sure it's football, baseball, soccer, something.
I just don't see how a player in one of those four major sports outside of basketball and MLB, NFL,
can dictate a game.
and NHL, unless the goalie is
What about the quarterback? If he's throwing interceptions,
throwing automatic interceptions.
or if he's throwing the ball like we're off center, where he's just throwing it down or just waiting, not running the play properly. The running back, one of the blockers might miss an assignment.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying,
yeah,
miss a block to let the quarterback get sacked.
but to have an complete change of outcome on a game, out of one play,
Or
is
just
tough.
like, for example, if the coach is like, hey, we got a Derek, or who's a good running back? Josh Jacobs. We got Josh Jacobs, and we're on the 1 yard line, and the Super Bowl's on the line. He been running all day long, got some 400 yards. Hold on, the coach. No, but I'm just saying, the coach takes him out. Like, no, we got to take Josh Jacobs out. And then they do a hoot leg play, and then that costs them the game.
So is Pete Carroll fixing the Super Bowl?
You said it, I didn't.
I think with
hey, if it comes
hindsight,
out, I'll eat my words if it comes out.
I'm just saying, brother.
if there
I know
is
that it's not just basketball,
Players,
is all I'm saying.
players fixing games in those other sports.
And you make some hella valid points. You feel me?
And I think on a football team, you've got a lot more people to answer to if you try to do something in that situation.
They're going to beat the
When we
shit
talk
out of you
about-
on the sideline.
Oh yeah, locker room culture.
Yeah.
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 If
What
they're-
about in
Football,
basketball?
hockey.
Dude, I've been on teams where people
Basketball,
messed up and like cost us the game. And in the locker room, it was on and cracking, bro. Like, it was really on and cracking. And that's
Sure.
all I'm going to say. Like, for real. Like, you wasn't supposed to take that shot. You know the play was come down, swing it, set a screen, and box out, get ready for the rebound. You just going to take the ball and shoot it? Oh, it's on and cracking.
That's fair, but that wouldn't necessarily be somebody fixing the game, and it's already popping off.
Yeah, kind of. If you look at it.
I mean, if they come out and say that there was quarterbacks fixing games and goalies fixing games, I'll eat my words. But it's much easier to fix games in NBA.
But people, yes, and I agree, it is much easier. But like you said, if somebody comes out, but like you said again, the percentage is people think that it's harder to do it, so people are not going to think like, oh, because they're getting away with it more. They're getting away with it easier. You see what I'm saying? Because people aren't even looking at it like, oh, it's easier if you're in basketball and hockey it's a pure sport. It's not happening. Like, it's so hard, much harder to do it. But then they're so skilled and professionals, so they know how to do it and get away with it. See what I'm saying? That's why I said I never played hockey. I don't know. I never really got out there on the ice. I never even really been ice skating. You feel me? I'm from Cali. We hoop. I got out on the blacktop or the asphalt and did street hockey, but never on no ice.
Sure.
I'm black. We don't do that.
There's black NHL
We don't
players.
do that.
Come on, PK.
No, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. Hey, but for real. Anyway, I'm done. I just want to talk. I don't care.
That's what it's all about.
I know.
We're talking, shooting the shit about.
Yeah.
I'll play you in a game of pool for this bracelet. No limit cash money taking over for the 99 to 2000. Yee!
What I get if I want?
Stop playing. You
gotta
can pick
walk
whatever
around
you
and
want.
Find
Yeah, we're
something.
gonna have to do
You can
some
pick
work,
whatever you
something.
want, bro. I don't care. That bracelet is cash money. For real.
It's good hanging, good talk.
Yeah.
I like where we're at right now.
Buckets, baby.
All
What's
day.
What's the Davey McBucketts Show?
The Davey McBucketts Show. This will be our first episode. We're going to do things a little bit differently, a little more customized to just me and who I am.
Nice, tailored a little bit more McBucketts.
Yeah.
And you're more than welcome to come here and do it anytime or every time. I don't care, bro. I'm here.
Great. It's been great.
I'm here. I appreciate y'all putting up with me. You know what I'm saying?
Big Art, Justin Coward.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, sir. Always a real pleasure. Big dog. Don't have too much fun.
That's you.
You know.
That's you. I'm trying to be like you. I try to tailor my life and my daily habits after you, and try to, you my inspiration. And
That's
then,
a good way to die.
yeah. Oh, sheesh. Well, maybe I need to trace it more after Justin, just not on the court, right?
That's right.
Hey,
Don't want that.
He's got a lot of hustle.
Justin don't want no smoke
heart.
with me on the court.
And
That's
Hart.
on
Don't
Hart.
forget Hart. Yeah.
High motor.
Yeah,
Play.
that he's got a non-stop motor, like they talk about that one defensive end. They always talk about the DN, how he's got a non-stop motor.
That's it.
That's one of those like buzzwords in broadcasts. I love it.
Obviously, it's really windy. Let's play some golf.